Come on then. Here we go. How is everyone? Can you hear me? Let me know when you can hear me and we will kick it off and it's going to be pretty spicy. Apple Lion is not going to be on it. No one, doesn't matter. Right, let's dive into this, shall we? Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. You join me live, unless you're not joining me live, to discuss captains. We are in the third year of this tier list, and in the previous years, we've had the same criteria. So I know you're going to get angry, and that is the warning that I need to tell you straight off the bat. You're going to get angry today, okay? I haven't had time to really think about this too much, so it's not going to be stats driven. I'm just going to give my opinion and we're going to dive into it. And we will be ranking every Premier League club's captain for the season. There are a few exceptions and tweaks. I'll explain that as we go along. But what I do want to reiterate is that you need to stick around to the end of the video because you guys will be able to make a change at the end. As ever, with the tier list, once I get to the end of it, I'm willing, because this is a collaboration, I'm willing to move one player. One! Okay? But you're going to get angry. Get ready for it, you know? I'm bringing the energy today. The big Jim energy. BJ energy. For sure, I like to say. I like to call it. So, get involved. If you want a bit of BJ energy from me, here it comes. Right. Wrong one. There it is. Okay. Let's go through the possible tiers. Very, very simple. We have captain, leader, legend. Okay? Legend of the club. Captain, leader, legend. Very simple. I think I should go the other way around, actually. Let's go the other way. Vice captain at best. So this is a player that, at the very best, they haven't got the leadership skills. I don't really understand why they're even there. They shouldn't really be anywhere near it. Vice captain at best. And generally, just to be clear, I've gone with club captains where possible, unless they're no way near, and there is one exception. Again, I will reveal that in due course. Back to the tiers. Vice captain at best. These are the criteria that we've had in the previous years, so if you want to go and check them out, you can do. Age before leadership. He's basically got the gig because he's an old dude. Age before leadership. Simple. He's leading, but can he lead? That means, yeah, he's got the gig. But I'm not sure if he's a leader. Time will tell. It's early days, okay? Leader. I mean, that means that you can lead. Obvious. And as I said, captain, leader, legend. You know. And I think there's, for the first time, last year, or the year before, we had some angry words about Jordan Henderson. And let's see if we can move that along. Only time will tell. But if you are here for the first time and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing to this glorious channel of love and goodwill and slight anger when we do tier lists. And of course, hit the like button as well. If we can get 3,000 likes, I'm going for 3,000 likes on this, then we will do some more. We'll probably do some more regardless. Because I did put out a post saying what should we do? Should we do captains or managers? And it was really close. It was at like 51% for captains, which we're about to dive into. Now, let's get on with it. Where to begin? Where shall we begin? Let's go with some of the kind of discrepancies, I guess, right? So, first up, James Mcarthur. Let's get him in here. I'm just going to put him in the middle to start with. I'll put them all in the middle and then we'll move from there. So, James Mcarthur is not the club captain. The club captain is Luka Milivojevic. However, he's going through compassionate leave at the moment from what I'm aware of, and so James Mcarthur has been the captain, and I think they've got a bit of a leadership team going there, so I don't really want to be saying anything slanderous or anything when someone's going through a tough time. So we're going with James Mcarthur, who's been the captain in the meantime. Leading, but can he lead? Now, Mcarthur, I mean, I won't spend too much time on this, but what I would say is I actually think Mcarthur's he's a really underrated player. Really, really underrated player. He's 32 now. He plays over 25, 30 games every single season. I was looking at his at the games he plays. Every single season he's been there and always does a good job for them. So currently he's leading, but can he lead? He is 32, so you could put him in age before leadership. But I actually think he leads by example. So I'm happy to put him there for this first one. Let's go with a couple of easy ones, right? So Ben Mee. Now, I think I'm trying to remember what I've done in previous years. In previous years, I'm pretty sure I've gone with, and let me just get this off so I can go to this other one. I'm pretty sure that I've put him captain, leader, legend. Okay. And I think I stand by that. Because what's going to be interesting with quite a few of these, and I think there might be a few, that there's players that down the road will be seen as top 3 captains of all time. And I think that's worth keeping in mind. Top 3, top 5 captains of all time. If someone's going to be a captain, leader, and or a legend. So Ben Mee, I think he is that. And thus, he is a captain, leader, legend. I think he hasn't lost, he's not done anything wrong. So I think that's where he's going, right? We know where the drama lays, right, with this tier list, by the way. We know it's César. We know it's Lloris. We know those are the areas that we're... And I'm gonna save them. I'm going to pepper them throughout. Let's go age before leadership. Séamus Coleman. Is he always starting? He still kind of is. Is he leading, but can he lead? I think he's... This is where we have problems with the criteria each year. Is he getting the gig because he's been there the longest? Yes. If they had better captains elsewhere, would he be captain? Probably not. Maybe it should be Alan. But I think he has led by example in the past. So I'm going to put him leader. Let's go Brentford. Pontus Jansson. So Pontus Jansson is interesting because he's not a captain, leader, legend, despite being the captain for the team with Brentford that's gone up for the first time. But he was literally brought in and made captain straight away. So there's no doubt for me that he has leadership qualities and thus has to be put in as a leader. I think he's a nice, steady leader at the moment. And we know that he can, in fact, lead. Liam Cooper. Now, this is a tricky one because, and I'd love to know what the chat have to say about this one, especially if there's any Leeds fans in there. Put the little wave emoji if you're a Leeds fan. With Liam Cooper, at the moment I've got him here as he's leading, but can he lead? And the reason I say that is is he slowing the team down? Is he good enough? Last year, all the adrenaline, and he had a few injuries here and there, but he did generally okay. For where Leeds want to go down the road, is he good enough to both be a leader and to be, a competent player in the team? I'm not sure he is. And so, although he is a leader, this is the nuance that you come here for, right? Although he is a leader, but he is leading, but can he lead? It seems very simple to me, and thus I'm going to pop him there. And although he has I know he does. I know he has these attributes, but probably not good enough. And at the moment, Pontus Jansson is on that lovely little wave of being at the same level as Brentford. And thus, he goes above him today. Congratulations to Pontus Jansson. There's some seriously interesting ones here. Let's go through the ones that are less interesting then first. Lewis Dunk, captain, leader, legend. I think he's in the top. He's got to be in the top 2 captains for them. He's been there a long time. It's sort of a Ben Mee situation. The fact that he's not left the club yet either. I think it's very, very... Yeah, I think he's there. I think he's pretty close. I think when he walks away, he is like Mr. Brighton if he stays between now and the end of his career. Ben Mee, I just don't see going anywhere else. Yeah, I think he's got to be there for now. Might be one that might want to move about. Jamaal Lascelles, I think he is a leader. I think we're sure of him, and I think he's a good player. He's of their level. If he had better players around him, I think you'd be more excited about him as well. So I'm going to put him as a leader. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. He's got that sort of captaincy vibe, and he's proven it as well, I think, for them. So I'm happy to put him there. Tyrone Mings. This is interesting. I'm not sure how old Tyrone Mings is. Let me know in the chat. I think he's like 30 or close to 30. I've got a funny... Yes, he has leadership qualities, right? But I think he's also got a bit of a temper at times. I think the switch can flip a little bit, and I think he can be a bit, what's the word, like cavalier in his defending and make mistakes. Oh, he's only 28. Okay. So it can't be age before leadership, really, although he probably is one of the more experienced players in the squad. He's only just got the gig, because it was Grealish, wasn't it? I think it's leading, but can he lead? because I think he needs to prove it. I don't think he's totally proved it just yet. Although he's a smart guy, isn't he? And the way he speaks, I love that. I think he probably is a better on the pitch. He's probably not as impressive a leader as he is off the pitch, I would imagine, with the other members of the squad. But sadly, I can't get him in there just yet. Next year could be your year, Tyrone. And I know you're going to be gutted with that, mate, because I know you watch, probably. But don't be upset. I warned everyone at the start, people will be annoyed this year, but it's something to strive for, and I'm sure, make it into Europe, this will be the main thing that you'll be going for, is to get into the leader category next year. Tom Cleverley. So the centre-back, the captain situation at Watford, not completely understood. But he's been the captain in the game so far, so it'll be interesting to see if he remains. He's been there since 2017, so he's been there quite a while. He's 32, so he's drifting into age before leadership. I don't really get why he is the captain. I would presume that, Deeney, if he was good enough, would have been the captain. I think elsewhere, I think it's one of those where he's just been there for a while, and I think he could be it's one of these. I think he's getting it because it's age before leadership, and I don't think I've ever really seen those attributes of him being a kind of a leader. He's a 6.5 out of 10 player, which is not, that's not a bad thing. But I don't think he really sort of drags the team anywhere. And thus, he's probably going to have to go vice captain at best, because I just don't. He's never been that kind of player for someone who's 32. Jack Byrne with a super chat, and that really is a super chat. Thank you very much, Jack Byrne. Mings' leadership qualities have been his most important asset, I presume, to Villa above all else, James. Don't do this to me. I did warn people that you will be angry during this tier list. You've got a chance to change it at the end. Let's see where we go. I'm not saying it's forever. I'm saying it's for this season. He's got something to prove, okay? Where do we go? Aubameyang, vice captain at best. I think that is the easiest one I will do on this list. He's just not a captain for me. It just really isn't. And is that something that he should be offended by? Maybe. And I don't blame him if he was slightly offended by that. But I just have never seen those qualities in Aubameyang. He's a great striker for a team, and that's your job, is to score goals. That's your job, isn't it? But in terms of being a captain and getting the guys together and keeping it moving, not for me, I'm afraid. Not for me. Hanley, I just saw in the chat. Now, Hanley has a bad reputation. I think Hanley, and look, Norwich is obviously struggling right now, but Hanley's got a bad reputation, and it's not fair, really, because he's actually he's blossomed, and I mean blossomed, into a lovely centre-back who's actually quite reliable. And I think you just think he's a bit of an oaf, and he's not. I really don't think he is. And he's bounced up and down. I guess the one problem you would say, and is this on him? Here's a question for the chat. Is it on him how Newcastle are playing? Because he's been there when they went up as one of the leaders, went down, was part of the team that got them up and played brilliantly last season as well. So he's part of that, the highs and the lows. And again, they're kind of struggling this year. Like, should he be doing more to sort of help the team around him, or is it just one of those things where it's got to be about the collective? I feel like he is a leader. I think he is. That's a tricky one for me. I might leave that for the chat, actually. So, guys in the chat, I'm happy to go on either of these. Is he a leader because of staying there, being successful, or did I say Newcastle? I meant Norwich. Sorry, I meant Norwich. Or is he leading, but can he lead? Because ultimately, Norwich are struggling. Let me know in the chat, and we'll revisit that. Mark Noble. Dear me. This is tricky because he's both age before leadership at this stage. We had this with Wes Morgan. But he's also, he's a captain league legend, isn't he? Isn't he? Mr. West Ham. A lot of people saying leading, but can he lead? So, okay, I'm going to leave Grant Hanley there. Grant Hanley was at Newcastle as well, so just chill out, all right? Very angry chat today. Just a bit of fun. I think, look, Noble's had it. Noble is Mr. West Ham. I think in terms of West Ham captaincy legends, you've got Bobby Moore, you've got Billy Bonds, you've got Noble. He really is in that collection. And thus, although he is kind of age before leadership, the fact that he is a captain leader legend means that he is just that. I think that's an easy one, right? James Ward-Prowse. Interesting. James Ward-Prowse. I think he's growing as a leader. I think the fact that he signed that new deal will mean that maybe in a few years he could be captain leader legend. He ain't won nothing, really. And he could have moved on. Some might say that he should have. So I would say leader for this year. We'll see how he gets on. But yeah, I think that's an easy one. I think the fact he stayed, the fact that he steps up literally with, penalties, free kicks, those bits, he's doing what he can. He really is doing what he can. And for Freddie Harris alone in the chat, the best I can do is leader. Right. Conor Coady. Let's talk Conor Coady because on Twitter, Wolves fans getting very angry about Conor Coady, saying that he just shouts. Fascinated to hear what Wolves fans think about this. Let me know in the chat what you think about Conor Coady because, look, he's an England centre-back. From that point, he's obviously been impressive enough to get himself into the England squad. But Wolves fans not really feeling him at the moment. I would suggest that Wolves are, if you think of where he was when he went to Wolves and where they are now, you could talk about him in this conversation. He's probably hurt by the history of the club, and there probably are bigger names previous to that. I think we know that he's a leader, right? I guess the only concern is that are his performances poor enough, and I don't think they are poor enough to warrant him being either vice captain at best or age before for leadership. I don't think that really works, but more importantly, leading. But can he lead? I'm going to go with leader, and it feels like, I think this is one for the comments. Wolves fans, educate me, talk to me, okay? Talk to your boy Jimbo. What do we think about Conor Coady? Because it does seem a bit angry. I'm surprised by that because the wider footballing world, they love him. Why wouldn't you? I'd love to go for a pint with Conor. Available. Hit me up. But yeah, it seems like Wolves fans just don't really enjoy him. Amazing. Right, getting into the last few now. It is getting spicy. Remember, at the end of this video, you guys get to make a change. Make that change. Can you do Michael Jackson lines anymore? Probably not. You get to make a change at the end of this video. So hit the like button if you're enjoying it at the moment, by the way, and subscribe to the channel if you want to get involved in the chat because you have to be a subscriber so that we can weed out the people that don't truly care. Right. When are we going to have this conversation? Let's go. Where do we go? Let's do Jordan. Normally I leave Liverpool right to the end, right? But the time has come, people. It's okay. I think the argument I've had previously about Jordan Henderson is the fact that is he in the top 5 Liverpool captains of all time? So top 5 Liverpool captains of all time, Dalglish, I think he was captain. Phil Neal, Emlyn Hughes, Gerrard, Alan Hansen, Phil Neal, That's 5. So are we getting Jordan in there? Are we getting Jordan in there? It's tricky. It is tricky. And he's definitely there. He's definitely there, guys. He is definitely there. Okay? So take a breath. Everyone's fine. He's definitely leader. Of course he is. But is he a captain leader legend? Because the standards are incredibly high. Ben's got less people to get above to get in the top 5. Mark has, Lewis has, but has Jordan? Is Jordan in the top 5 Liverpool captains of all time? You can chuck Graham Souness in there as well. A lot of names. He probably is, isn't he? He is, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to chuck him in there. Captain, leader, legend. He's been there 10 years. He's won it all. Take a breath, people. Hit the like button, and I'm not doing it for the likes. But Jordan, it's been a glorious story that we've had over 3 years doing ranking captains. And I don't think I've put him up there before. I can't remember. and we will talk about it at the end. But I think the dust has settled on this. It's over. I think he is top 5 again. If we go back to it, and again, maybe I'm being funny with Dalglish. Was Dalglish? So definitely Gerrard is in that 5. Hansen is definitely in that 5. I think you've got to put Emlyn Hughes in that 5. Oh, so he's got to push out Emlyn Hughes, Souness, or Dalglish. It is up for grabs. But I think with the amount of Champions Leagues that they've won, I think you've got to put him up there now. Maybe we have to extend it because they've just got so many. Henderson over Gerrard, says the Ray Hewitt. Whatever your name is. Sorry, mate. Absolutely butchered that. Harry Maguire. Let's talk Harry Maguire. Now, Harry Maguire, I think we were kind of waiting for him to kind of find his footing. And I think he has. He is certainly not there. He's certainly not captain, leader, legend as of yet. He ain't won nothing. But I think he is a leader. I think he's proven that. When I think of England, I kind of think of him as much as the captain as Harry. I guess it's weird, isn't it? Like, Harry's not even a captain for Spurs. We'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, I think it's an easy one. Leader. Fernandinho. So Fernandinho, if we're honest, is one of those. So here we go. Age before leadership, right? Does he have that leadership? I think he does. I think he's got that cunning, you know? But at this moment in time, are there other leaders? You know, because he's not really starting anymore. Although I always think they look better when he does play. But what I would say, let me just pop him there for a second, okay? Captain, leader, legend. Because he has played and presided over a period in Man City's history that is outrageous. And if we're talking top 5 captains of Man City, he's nowhere near, is he? Let's be honest. He's not. He does have that cunning about him. He is a wonderful, wonderful player. Does he truly lead the team? Maybe more with his decisions than his kind of voice, if anything. So I think it probably is age before leadership. And, you know, when it comes to leading, but can he lead? He's not always starting, is he? He's not guaranteed. So it is age before leadership for Fernandinho. Right, final 3. Where do we go? Hugo Lloris. Let's do the Hugo Lloris chat. Now, you guys will remember from last year, there was a lot of anger around this. The fact that and this is my list, remember. I don't really understand goalkeepers being captains. I think you're too far away from the game. I don't think you can have that much of an impact. And I don't feel like Lloris has that much of an impact for Spurs. We've got a super chat here. Hey, James. This is Jawama Jalal. Just an innocent question from a Liverpool fan. Can Maguire be a leader while Ronaldo is standing in the manager's box yelling instructions at him? Just a question. Yes, he can, would be my answer. Thank you very much for your super chat. Much appreciated. Back to the Lloris debate. So last year, I put him vice-captain at best. And the reason I put him vice-captain at best, I think, I might be wrong in that. I think I put him around that place. Or it might have been age before leadership. But I put him in his bottom 2. Was because, as a goalkeeper, I just don't... It doesn't fit. It doesn't work. Like, shouldn't Harry Kane be shouldn't it have been Alderweireld last year? Shouldn't it be someone else? This year, I do feel slightly different, but not a lot. I'll be honest. Not a lot. He's been there a long time. And look, of course, we've got Kasper Schmeichel to discuss as well, who, for me, is also clearly a goalkeeper. I think we can all agree on that. But he's also a captain leader legend, isn't he, Kasper? For me. And thus, he's won it all, hasn't he? He's won it all. And he has shown leadership throughout. And thus, it's my list. You were warned. I did warn you that you probably won't be happy with this. But I just don't get it. I just don't see it with Lloris. Whereas Schmeichel, he's oozing captaincy ability. Won the FA Cup with Leicester. Context is everything. He's won the league with Leicester. Lloris. Now, here it comes. Lloris won the biggest trophy on earth. Not for Spurs. Captaincy for that team. What is he offering in terms of helping the team? Not a lot. I don't know what it is. And I'm sure you're annoyed. It's my list. You were warned. You were warned. But Schmeichel has been there and he does ooze leadership. Schmeichel. And Lloris, I just don't see it. I'll be honest. And I know he's captain of France. I know. And this might be the one that you change. We can change it. Final one. César Azpilicueta. I think the important thing to remember is that League Cup where he wasn't able to deal with Kepa and bowed down to his pettiness. And I think that's what we'll always remember when it comes to... I'm joking. He's definitely captain, leader, legend. Well, here we go. The question is, right? Captain, leader, legend. If I'm using the same premise, the same criteria, is he top 5 Chelsea captains of all time? Dennis Wise, John Terry. I mean, he's won a lot of stuff. And I think he has shown that leadership at times. I guess there might be one where you might drift him down to here, just as a leader. But I think when it comes to top 5 for Chelsea in terms of the trophies that he's won, and I think you do see that leadership in him now. I think he's maybe grown into the role a little bit more. I think it's fair enough to put him captain, leader, legend. And I think, he's clearly a nice guy. He's clearly a great professional. You haven't had a problem with him. He can play right wing back, right centre back. He's played full back. He's been very flexible for the team throughout the years as well. And let me have a final look at this, because I am feeling funny about the Lloris debate, because there is hypocrisy there. There's certainly hypocrisy there. Maybe I'm being unfair. Let me just... Because age before... So, basically, you guys want me to put him up here. Leading, but can he... I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe I've not been... If we meet in the middle, I'm not sure he's a leader. Or I'm not sure he can lead because he's that goalkeeper there. And I don't think he is captain, leader, legend. Just don't see it. So I'm going to pop him there. It's now over to you, people. The power is yours. Enjoy it. One change can happen. Go crazy in the chat. Tell me the player you want to move up or down. I will narrow that down, and then we will move one of these. Whilst we're waiting, and if you're not getting involved in the chat, please do consider subscribing to the channel if you're enjoying this. And if you hit the like button, if we can get to 3,000 likes, then I will do managers next week. Right, what we got? A lot of people talking about interesting. James Ward-Prowse, a lot of chat about him. I have to just slow this down just to understand it. Maguire down. Lots of anger. Lots and lots of anger. That's the life we lead. Maguire down. Some people not sure if Maguire is. A lot of people say Maguire down. A lot of people saying James Ward-Prowse up. Interesting. Coleman. People annoyed about that. Fernandinho. People saying he should be higher. Age before leadership. I think that's just because he's out there on his own a little bit. Someone's saying Aubameyang needs to be in a tier lower, which unfortunately is not going to be possible. Okay, I think we've got our nominees. Okay, the nominees are Harry Maguire to go down one. Let me show you it. Harry Maguire to go down one tier. James Ward-Prowse to go up one tier from leader to captain, leader, legend. Big moment that. Are you sure? And what was the last one? It was Séamus Coleman to go... Was it up, Séamus Coleman, or down? Was it... Yeah, Coleman up or down? Coleman... I think people are saying Coleman up. Yeah, they want him as captain, leader, legend. I think we've got to be wary about this because we can't be having too many captain, leader, legends. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a strong year. It's a strong year. Okay. Will Searby. He's called James, you muppet. Whose name have I got wrong? James Ward-Prowse. What am I saying? I haven't said anything about it. I said James Ward-Prowse. Is it not James? Is that his name? It is. Anyway. So, okay. So, vote right now. So, your votes are Coleman up to captain, leader, legend. James Ward-Prowse to go up to captain, leader, legend. Or Harry Maguire to go down. Vote now. Go, go, go. And it's about to kick off. A lot of James Ward-Prowse up. Okay. All right, interesting. Oof. The chat is kicking off. Louis wants... Okay, interesting. I think it's... Ooh, Maguire fighting back. I think it's just... Oh, it really is coming back strong with Maguire. I think it's Maguire. I thought it was James Ward-Prowse at the start. He's fallen away. It's Maguire. Maguire goes down one. Not on me. The people have spoken. So we're still not sure about Harry Maguire as a leader. Shame for James Ward-Prowse. Maybe next year. So there you have it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Love doing these tier lists with you. Thank you for joining me in the chat. It's amazing. If you enjoyed this, like I said, if we can get 3,000 likes, we'll do managers next week, which could be pretty outrageous. And I was thinking with managers, what we'll probably do is literally rank them in order. So top 5 managers, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. So if you want us to do that, or me to do that, then hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We've got the podcast with Flav coming out tomorrow, and I'm going to do a Man City Chelsea preview, tactical preview on Friday. So make sure you go and check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. Lots of love. Speak soon.